Hi, hang out with me while I get ready. I want to yap. I haven't posted in a few days, I think for obvious reasons. I felt like it was a bit tone deaf to be posting normal content. But with the TikTok ban looming, I'm also kind of like, well, shoot, I have very limited time left with the audience that I have found on this app, and I'm very sad about it. Still hoping there's like one last Hail Mary that like ends up saving this app, because you just can't post on other apps like you can post on this one, so it's just disheartening. The past few days I've essentially just been staying at my boyfriend's apartment because the air quality was a little better than at my apartment. Both of our apartments were in red flag zones, but not immediate evacuate zones, so we were able to just keep an eye on the fire. Just like watching the Watch Duty app, and he has this flight tracker, so we were constantly looking and seeing how many helicopters were going over the fire. That was probably the most accurate way for us to see how close the fire was actually getting to us, because of course the maps were just all red everywhere. But the difference between a red flag zone and a go zone is like the red zones just said go, like you have to evacuate now, and a red flag zone is like, oh, you could be in danger, maybe. But I had faith. I figured there was a freeway between us and the fire, so we were never really in any immediate danger, so we just kind of sheltered in place. It's horrifying to see some of the footage that's kind of come out of the Palisades fire, the Eaton fire, just like the devastating loss that is happening in California right now. It's kind of just like mind-boggling, and it's really insane to me that I'm seeing responses from people that are like, well, at least they're red. Like, there's just like so many unempathetic thoughts that are going on out there, and it's just so, like, can we not understand that devastating things can happen to people just regardless? Because I'm really thinking about the kids that I get to work with over the summer, the ones I really only get to see for 2 months, if that, of the year. A lot of them probably lived in that area or near that area, and I'm just wondering which of them are going to have to come back and have a very traumatic story of, yeah, I lost my house this summer. So like, heart is breaking for LA, and I'm pissed off because I just donated so many clothes. I like cleared out my closet like a week and a half, 2 weeks before the fires broke out, and if I had just like held on to the clothing, I could have donated it to so many different organizations. But you know, I'm still looking for ways to volunteer. This might sound a little tone deaf, but for the first time in like 2 years, I finally have like a full-time job that requires like a lot of writing and a lot of editing for videos for like a company. And I'm very happy to have that, especially with the TikTok ban looming, because it's, one, the first time I've had job security in a while, but also coming at the perfect time, because I don't know if I'll be able to sustain myself if TikTok is no longer in the United States. So this last week I was really just writing all day, every day, and just figuring out like the workflow and what it's like to write at that capacity that often. When I get back to my apartment, because it's no longer in a red flag zone, I'm gonna go buy like as many supplies as I think my bank account can allow and just donate them places. I'm not really sure if that would be more helpful, or I'm like waiting to see if there's gonna be any like rebuilds in the Palisades, because I'm close enough, and I think that that would be a really, really good way to like get in and like see if there's anything that we can just like do. But all in all, it's been like a pretty crazy week. My roommate evacuated, my best friend evacuated. I decided just to stay, and honestly I think it was a lot better for my anxiety to stay, just because from either my apartment when the fire started or my boyfriend's apartment when we sheltered in place for the last few days, we could both very clearly see like the fire and where it was and where it was going. Being able to watch the news, be on the app, look at the flight tracker, and just kind of see its actual path gave me a lot of peace of mind. And all, I'm glad I stayed because I was able to see it like kind of firsthand instead of just looking at whatever was on social media. I did have my cat here with me the whole time. I don't think anyone was concerned about that, but just in case anyone was like, hey, whatever happened to her cat? She is with me. She doesn't leave my side. She is also in love with my boyfriend, which has been really precious to see their bond grow. This past week was spent pretty much at home, where I was just on my laptop all day, every day, and I gotta tell you guys, I love my job. So anyway, I'm not entirely sure if TikTok is getting banned or not. We won't really know until the 19th. But if it is, you can follow me on Instagram at Ansley.Hutchinson or Tiny.Tabasco. And thank you guys for being such a remarkable part of the last like year and a half of my life. It's been so much fun, and you guys gave me so much confidence. You didn't even know you were doing it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you guys so much.